Shout out to everybody. We back. Ah man, so I ended up watching I would say a little bit over half of the Shannon Sharpe interview with Kamala Harris. A lot of people have been waiting on this, and I think what we're trying to see is whether or not she can go the distance, right? Like we seen Donald Trump go ahead and do the Joe Rogan podcast, which he did I think like 3 hours, like straight just talking to Joe Rogan. Very, very good interview. As far as this one, I'm gonna be all the way real with y'all. It's a couple things that Shout out to Shannon Sharpe. A couple things I didn't like. One thing I did not like about this is that it was way too many sponsorship commercials. I mean, not like commercials in terms of like the video, the commercial running before the video, but it's like like when you stop the video and then you shout out your sponsor or whatever. It was like way too much of that when I was watching it. My personal opinion. You know what I mean? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. But it's just too many commercials. As far as the interview, I mean, I think she did all right, like with it. Shout out to Sid. She did all right with the interview. As far like where I'm at right now, she's kind of the first quarter of it was basically Shannon Sharpe, and I'm gonna be real, man. Like you kind of kissing her butt, bro. Like it's what it was. And it seems like he's super on her side, and he didn't really ask her like many hard questions. I mean, he's asking her questions like, "What do you eat in the morning?" And she's like, "I eat, some protein, sausage, and what kind of music do you like?" Like I mean, these are like questions he's asking her in this interview. Did y'all see this interview? And I don't know if he's trying to make her appear more personable for people. Maybe that's the plan. But I mean, there people want to like to see if she can ask like more difficult questions. Shout out to Sugar Black that's in here. And I don't know if he's really doing that, but he did ask her about like, how does she feel about African American men, you know, wanting to support Donald Trump. And she's like, trying to make us think that he's racist, basically. She's like, oh, well, the Central Park situation, you got to remember, he didn't want to rent to blacks. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to, so she's trying to like, fill our heads with making us think he's racist. And we all know like that whole Central Park 5 thing. A lot of us didn't really know what happened when it first happened, but do I think he handled that right? No, I don't think he handled that right. But it's just what she's doing. It's a lot of this is blaming Donald Trump for things. But the thing that I did like about this interview is she kind of opened up a little bit more about what she wants to do with her plan, and she's talking about, she wants to make sure that, seniors, I mean, like they don't, the $35 for insulin or whatever, like that stays in place. She's saying that Trump is trying to remove that. She's talking about, food prices is too high. Remember like yesterday, if you guys were in a live, I did like a 6 hour live. I don't know what I was thinking. That's crazy. But it got like almost 200. I think it got like 200 something thousand views if I'm not mistaken. But like, we went over her plan on her website, and then we went over Donald Trump's plan on his website. And in her plan, she talked about like price gouging with food, right? And a lot of these grocers and things like that, like they're the people that they get their food from, they take advantage of people who are in dire straits, and they end up raising prices, and the prices never really come down. So she said that she talked about that on the Shannon Sharpe podcast, which I thought was smart for her to do, because one of the things I was saying, I was like, yo, if people knew this, which I was trying to do, they would have a different perspective, you know what I mean, on you, or at least it would help you in some ways, with the general public and how they feel about you. It's just how I was looking at it. But she talked about that. She talked, so I mean, I think this interview is a little bit better, you know what I mean, in my opinion, than a lot of the interviews that she did. But she had a lot of help with Shannon Sharpe. He made her feel super comfortable. But he did say something that I thought was pretty interesting. And I kind of want to, I put it on my Twitter, right? Let me show y'all this. So Shannon low-key revealed like that she was the first of many races to do things like, so he's like, yo, you're the first Asian black American to do this, you're the first Indian to do this, you're the first black woman to do this. And like when he said that kind of like yo, she a lot of races. Like, listen to this.
Yeah, he was doing great things, but to see, Madam VP, what you've been able to do, you've had so many firsts. The first woman attorney general, African American, Asian American descent. You was the DA of San Francisco. You were the first Indian American U.S. senator.
And second black woman ever in the history of the United States.
Did y'all catch that? Like, shout out to everybody in the chat. Jacob pulling up. We got Mal Mills in here. Ryder ABC 187 in here. Sugar Black is in here. Richard Mitchell's in here. Leo's in here. Zan's in here. Fizz is in here. Sed's in here. Greg is in here. Leonard is in here. Grego is in here. Blunt is in here. Respect VA is in here. So I don't know. She like a lot of races, bro. Which is fine, but you gotta pick one. You know what I mean? But this is what the Shannon Sharpe interview in a nutshell was.
Protein with a little vegetable. And, you know, I like chicken apple sausage and some toast, and then I'm gone.
Madam VP, you're a couple years older than myself, so we kind of grew up in the 80s. But I'm only 35.
Come on now, you're a guest.
No, but you only 30.
It's like a lot of cackling.
But we grew up.
But just keep moving, because I'm going to give you a shovel in a minute.
I see you won't let it go. Hey, we could have just moved on past that real quick, but you drew attention to it. But we grew up in the 70s with music.
Yes.
When our Ohio players.
Oh, yes, fire. Come on.
Oh, you like fire?
Come on.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun,
yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
Y'all tell me what y'all think. Dow and Riddle said Trump ain't defame those guys. Man, like Quantum Intelligence said not black, she Irish Hindu who grew up in Canada. Yeah, she went to high school in Canada, and then she started out college in Canada. I don't know, man. I think the interview was better than some of them that she did. Like, it's better than the one that she did on The View. You know, but I mean, Shannon Sharpe basically just kissed her butt, bro. You know, and then he just played a lot of sponsor. Like, it was just like let me see if I can show you, bro. Like, he just kept rolling sponsorship after sponsorship after sponsorship. It was like, come on, bro. Then Call of Duty, like, then he wrote. It's like, come on, bro. People trying to watch. Like, another sponsorship. Like, people trying to watch this, they don't want to be watching like all them sponsorships, bro. I don't know. Said, why does she Photoshop pictures? I mean, I don't, you know, he ain't gonna ask her about stuff like that, bro. he not, like, he's happy to have, and I get it, like, he's happy to have you know, the vice president like sitting down with him and talking is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. But she did talk about I think one thing that was effective for her in that interview, she talked about the pre-existing condition you know, clause that they put in there to where, you know, healthcare professionals, you know, during the Obama administration, like, they can't deny you healthcare coverage if you have pre-existing conditions. That was major. You know what I mean? Like, that was big. A lot of people were being denied because of pre-existing conditions. You may have been diagnosed with diabetes, hypertension, you know what I mean? All of that. And then insurance companies just didn't want to insure you. And which, from a business perspective, like, why would you insure somebody that got problems? It's going to end up costing you a lot of money from a business perspective. But in America, people need healthcare. You know what I mean? And if, you know, going to the hospital can bankrupt you, they got to try to do something to mitigate that. So I do like that she kind of like reminded people like, hey, they didn't want to do the pre-existing condition thing, you know, but we ended up like forcing that into play, which was dope. You know what I mean? The only thing I didn't like about the Obamacare thing is that if you didn't get healthcare because you couldn't afford it in the first place, you were hit with the fine. at the end of the year, you know. And she did say some things. She was just like, she said he's trying to raise the age of Social Security. But we read on his website where he said that he's not going to raise the age of Social Security. So, I mean, she's saying things, and then when you look at his website, it's kind of contradictory of what he actually puts out. So, I mean, I don't know. It just depends on how you look at it, you know, but I don't really, I mean, I now that we've sat down on this channel and looked at both viewpoints of both parties, and then we've debunked a couple of things, I mean, some of what she's saying is kind of just like, oh, okay, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. But I mean, when she got on point to things that were serious, when she was talking about the pre-existing condition thing, like that's important. You know what I mean? And then like a lot of insurance companies didn't want to do screenings for certain things, and they made sure that was in, you know, the healthcare, you know, offerings have to be able to give you screenings because of colon cancer, things like that. So, I mean, that was dope that she said that. But other than that, like, I mean, it was just Shannon Sharpe kissing her butt, bro. That's all it was. But I got to be, what's up, X? I got to be really careful because I had a video. I was just talking to YouTube, right? So I had a video that went limited. Like, and that just means like, you know, you get limited monetization. And like all my videos be green. But like I asked him, I'm like, why was this video like limited? Like there was absolutely, like, we went live for like, I think it was 2 hours. There was not one bad word in there. Wasn't no bad words. I wasn't talking about any trafficking, like, you know what I mean? Diddy or not, like nothing like that, right? I mean, this is a Kamala Harris video, and they limited it because it got flagged to being limited. You know, it's like an automatic thing. Like when you upload, it processes or whatever. And then like the AI that's in the YouTube or whatever will pick up, like if you saying bad things that are not advertiser friendly. And so I look, and that's why it took me so long. I was watching the video and I'm like, yo, I didn't say anything really crazy. Only thing I said was I wasn't voting for Kamala Harris. And so like I hit YouTube up and I was just like, yo, why is this video limited? Like it makes no sense. And so first they sent like an AI person at me. They're like, oh, well, this, that. I'm like, I need to speak to a person. And so like I got through to a person. I'm like, can you tell me like legit? Yeah, hit the like button, bro. Like, because if you are not voting for Kamala Harris, you really got to break through this algorithm. It just is what it is. Hit the like button if y'all can. So like I'm talking to them, and this is me being like completely like real with y'all, everything. And I'm just like why was this video limited? And in my mind, it's like, because it says it, because when I hit review of the video, it said that it was reviewed by a human, and a human determined that it wasn't advertiser friendly. And so when I was talking to another person from YouTube, I'm just like, yo, why did they do that? Because like, I think they did it because they didn't like my political view. That's what I think it was. You know what I mean? And so like, I'm like in talks with Rumble right now. Like, I mean, it's just like one video, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, they don't be doing that talking about videos, but it's like, I want to know a reason, like why y'all ended up hitting that with limited. And so, because when I talked to the AI, like with YouTube was just like, oh, well, the records indicate that this was limited because not advertiser friendly because of whatever. So I talked to AI. Then I was like, yo, I need to talk to a human. So when I was talking to the human, I'm like, look, I need to know what I did so that I don't do it no more, right? It's like, I'm not like really trying to argue. I just need to know what happened so that, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't happen again, because I'm going live for like hours, you know what I mean? And it's really for nothing, like other than super chats or whatever. And they could not tell me. They were just like, oh, well, we can't really tell. I'm like, well, I need to know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's their platform. They could do whatever they want, but it's like, yo, I need to know. So I think they, this is what they did, bro. Like, this is me being all the way real with y'all. Cause I want to cause I think that video, I think somebody may be on the Kamala side and just seeing the video was like, nah, I ain't say nothing bad. There wasn't no bad words in it, nothing. I think it was like, because it's a human that's reviewing the video. You know what I'm saying? They probably look like, man, this dude. Like, that's what I think it was. So I'm like, when I'm talking to YouTube, I think they kind of pick it up on like what I'm trying to get at. And then they're like, all right, here's this link. And I'm like, well, what is this link? So I clicked the link and it was like, have another human review it. I'm like, all right. So I did that, and you know what I mean? So I'm wondering if the first person that reviewed it, and this is me like, bro, I'm being all the way real and they know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna die one day. I'm gonna tell y'all like what, you know what I'm saying? What happens in life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they, like, cause the dude I was talking to, like, I think he was looking at the video, cause he was like, yo, give me some time. And he was like, or he or her, whatever, the person I was talking to from YouTube was looking, they couldn't find nothing like wrong with the video. And then that's when they were just like, all right, here's this link. So then when you click the link, it sends you to like some things so somebody else can review it. So I'm like, all right, bro, like, just say what it, I mean, they can't tell you that, you know what I mean? They can't tell you that it could have been a mistake by a reviewer. You know, they got to stand by their reviewers, you know? So I don't know. My personal opinion, and this is just me being real, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I think maybe they kind of saw that material and was just like, this dude might be on the wrong side. Like, I don't know. That's just me being all the way real, bro. And then y'all got to think about this, right? And then let me say this, because I got to talk to them about this too. So I'm trying to get 100,000 subscribers for a reason. If you do not get your channel verified and you don't have 100,000 subscribers, like, it's like they, you know what I mean? Like, you ever notice like bigger channels can like get away with a lot of stuff? Yeah, hit the like button. Shout out to you, Sid. Like, they kind of low-key, like, get away with a lot. So I kind of want to... So check this out, right? You know when I go live, like, my videos doing, like, 100,000, 200,000, you know, 70,000 plus, like, views on my video, right? Tell me why this morning. And all my notifications, like, came back. Because after 20... If you do too many videos, they only, like, give you notifications for, like, 3 videos because they don't want people who are viewing or watching... You know what I mean? Or on the YouTube app to just see somebody like spamming notifications, you know, video after video after video after video. So they just, you know, 3 is like to kind of make things like kind of fair so other people can get visibility and be seen or whatever, right? So I waited. I didn't like blog. I just like, I'm like, let me wait. Then I'm going to do some uploads, right? So I uploaded a video. This is right after my last video did. Let me show y'all. How many views did my last video do? This is what you gotta deal with. So my last video did 258,000 views, right? That was the last video I did. Tell me why I upload a video. And this has never happened to me before. I got 86 views. But the video was like, I put it on members only. But the video was like, you know, Michelle Obama basically, you know, telling women, you know, women not to listen to their men is the video I did. Bro, that video got 86 views. I've never in my YouTube career, other than when I first like started my channel, got like some 87 views. So I'm like, oh, I see what's going on. Like they're gonna hear from me from that. That's all I can say. Is like I'm gonna ask them about that, bro. If I throw up an entertainment video, it's 10,000 plus. You know what I mean? A bad week. You know what I mean? I might get like 6,000 views on that's bad on this channel. 86 views, and my political. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Apple Queen. That's crazy. You got to think we getting real close. All I'm saying is we getting real close to the election. You hear what I'm saying? So it just makes you think, you know what I mean? And then Sarah Mayberry said, Kamala cousin reviewed your video, leave them alone, Slumdog Life. You crazy. So I don't know, bruh. So I mean that's scary too. Like if you're a content creator and you see that, you like I had the tags was right. I had a description of the video. I had the copyright, you know what I mean? Like thing in the video. I had all of that. Like it was tagged appropriately. 86 views. So I'm like, this gotta be like something wrong, bro. So I let the video, shout out to X with the 499. He said they hid the Trump Joe Rogan interview too. No, they didn't. Joe Rogan said that he had an issue where he uploaded it. When he uploaded the video, that wasn't YouTube fault. He uploaded the video. So when you have a deal with Spotify like Joe Rogan has, if he does like super big like interviews, it's gotta be a collaboration, YouTube and you know what I'm saying, Spotify. Not saying like YouTube, the YouTube brand is included, but like his content on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Like they gotta like air at the same time. So he forgot to do that. So when he realized he might have gotten hit up by somebody from Spotify, he talked about it. And he said like, or he put a message out about it. So when he forgot to do that, he delisted the video. You see what I'm saying? And so once he connected it, he relisted the video. So that's basically what it was. So they didn't hide his thing. But I mean, I don't. So that's not true. Like, I'm not saying you lied. You probably just didn't hear him say that. But that, bro, 86 views. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. So I don't know, bro. All I'm saying, bro, I could show y'all, bro. I could throw up a video of anything. It's gonna do thousands. You know what I'm saying? Like entertainment wise, anything, thousands. And then you got to think, I got 20 off of politics and everything. I got like 20 some thousand people like off the political videos. So you mean to tell me none of them people, but 86 people watched? I wonder if I do like a video on here and say Kamala had an amazing interview, what that video would do. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna talk to them and see what happens. You know what I mean? Is what, you know what I mean? I'm not saying they doing anything malicious. I'm just saying I'm gonna contact them and see what's going on. Could there be an issue or something? Because I mean, if y'all want me to, I could throw up a video. I could show y'all. Like, a video on this channel is going to do views. So that is so you got to think, I'm not saying they doing this to everybody, but if it was the case, and if you are a content creator and you see something like that, you're like, I'm just talking about entertainment. I'm talking about Little Dirt. I'm talking about this. That's what you're going to do. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, bro, they're not gonna I'm not saying YouTube, but a lot of platforms are not about to sit there and let you go viral talking about you voting for Trump, bro. Somebody said, get you to 100K posting positives about hair. Bro, you gotta think, like, look how fast my channel's been growing in this one. Like the subscribers, well, I can't say it's slowing down. It ain't really. Like, you know what I mean? But that would, like, that upload was like, whoa. All right. So if I'm going to upload, it's going to be entertainment or whatever. You know what I mean? But, like, or super neutral. Because I can't risk a video getting limited. Because a human may be reviewing it and might find something that you don't even see. You know what I mean? So we'll see what YouTube does, but they haven't, and I'm gonna say this: they've tried to work the first situation I talked about out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like we'll see.
Want to be on?
But y'all listening to this is crazy though. I think Forbes may hit me with a copyright for this, but so let me speed it up. Let's listen.
I recognize that there are a lot of angry, disillusioned people out there, upset with the slow pace of change. And I get it. It is reasonable to be frustrated. We all know we have a lot more work to do in this country.
And this is a video like that I was reacting to and I threw up. This is the video. So I don't know. Because this is what I said with the video. Like the one that got 86 views. This is what I said with the video. So what she just said right there, she understands that people are upset about the slow growth of progress with the Democratic Party. And I said her saying that is big because she's admitting that like the slow growth is a problem. And Americans have a problem with that.
Now, I recognize that there are a lot of angry, disillusioned people out there, upset with the slow pace of change.
She got up there and said that people are disillusioned with the slow pace of change. That's not good for the Democratic Party at all. Like, why would we vote some people in that gave us a slow pace of change? And some people feel like they're hurting. No, I mean, the people in the comment section, I'm not gonna go in on like her looks or nothing like that. Like, I can't do some stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or think she's like a different, like what y'all saying in the comments. I can't disrespect this lady like that. You know what I mean? But with her viewpoints, I don't agree with. But I do agree with that. Like, people are upset of the slow growth of progress. People feel like the country is headed in the wrong direction. Her saying that is a problem.
And I get it. It is reasonable to be frustrated. We all know we have a lot more work to do in this country. But to anyone out there thinking about sitting out this election or voting for Donald Trump or a third-party candidate in protest because you're fed up.
You hear what she's saying? People are so fed up, they're thinking about sitting out and not voting because the Democratic administration was that ineffective. People are so mad. They don't even want to like vote. And you know, if they voted for this party, chances are they don't want to vote for the other party. Because you know, some people are like me. It's like, I don't like that party. You know what I'm saying? I'm voting for the other party. But some people are like, I got Trump derangement syndrome. I don't want to vote for Trump. And I don't want to vote for this party. I'm just not going to vote. I'm going to abstain. I know that the independence is not going to win anything, so I'm going to abstain. For your party to have created this environment now in the political arena to where people they are so upset with your party that they want to sit out. That is a major problem, Michelle. You see what I'm saying? That's a major problem.
Let me warn you, your rage does not exist in a vacuum. If we don't get this election right, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage.
I want to hear how she's going to say, and we collateral damage to everybody's rage. Women are about to be collateral damage to everybody's rage because they don't want to vote for the Democratic Party anymore because y'all have the slow growth of change, which I think y'all had a fast growth of changing the country in the wrong direction. My personal opinion. That's what I think. And people are infuriated. And she's saying like your anger, your rage, like, and she's understanding people are angry and rage filled. Hit the like button with what the Democratic Party has done in their administration. This is big for her to say this. I'm sure that message getting out there.
prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety? And to the women listening.
So, you see what she's doing? Like, what safety is she talking about? Hopefully she gets to that. Assault on your safety? You want us to vote more, and you want us to vote in favor of somebody who's going to ruin the country and continue to send all of our money to Ukraine, and our Social Security and everything's going to end up eventually being affected because of some made up safety issue?
We have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us.
We got every right to demand that the men in our life do better by us. No, she did not, bro. No, she did not just say that. Doing good by your woman is making sure that you know what I mean? Like, you do things that are smart for both parties at play, right? You want to make sure you're not voting for somebody that's going to end up tanking the economy. You want to vote for somebody that's not going to be sending all of our money to another country so that we may have a problem with getting Social Security later on in life. That would be looking out for the person, the second person in your life. Demanding that our men do better by us. Like, what is you talking about? This is that angry black woman rage, like anti-man, like, bruh. I'm not saying all black women are anti-man, but the angry black woman, this is what's coming out of her. Cause it ain't about y'all men, it's about us women. Demand we do right by you.
Men in our lives do better by us.
Bruh. Nah, she wildin'. Share the live. Shout out to Sugar Black. Shout out to Zeus coming in here. She is wild. Shout out to Steve B.
Have to use our voices to make these choices clear to the men that we love. Our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment. And we are more than just baby-making vessels.
Do y'all be looking at y'all
and getting
girls and your wives saying like, oh, you're just a baby-making vessel? That's all you are to me, is a baby-making vessel. I don't really love you. I don't want to, like, you're a baby-making vessel. Like, what are you like, that is the most, they say men are misogynists. Like, well, are you serious, Michelle? She's trying to gaslight men. This is crazy that she's saying all of this. Obama, you let her talk to you like that, dog? Like, what? Like, come on, bro. I am appalled that she is even thinking like this. They have turned this whole Democratic Party, it's a gender divide and it's a race divide. I think this has become one of the most racist parties that I have seen. I got to be careful about how I even describe that. Hit the like button. You got her, and I've said it before, she did another speech where she's saying all white people have a silver spoon and they all have an escalator. Because she don't have to work a real job, her husband's worth $70 million, she's worth millions. She may not actually know how it is out here. There's a lot of white people on welfare. There's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, some Indian people on welfare, some, like, she might not know all of this. There's like, when you go to work, there'd be white people working that wish they had an escalator. I'm just saying what it is. Black people can get mad at me, you know, whatever. But it's true. Like, yeah, sometimes, like, you got, you know, jobs that will give a white person a promotion before a black person. But I've seen jobs to where, with affirmative action, a black person that may not even be qualified for the job may get the job. You know what I'm saying? That happens sometimes. But she's saying, like, all white people have escalated. She said that in a speech. I was like, what did you talk? Like, do you not know you and Obama making bestseller lists is probably from all races, like buying your books? Or a majority of the races buying your books? Or Obama winning the election? You know white people helped him win the election, Michelle. So to get up there and just like, if I was white, bro, I would be like, no, she did not. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they're creating a divide. And then Barack Obama coming out and saying, like, if you're a man, like, you need to, like, basically, if you're a man, you need to be voting for Kamala. Oh, y'all don't want to vote for her because she a woman? No, we don't want to vote for her because it was an ineffective administration. That has nothing to do with her gender. Bro, I got a daughter she's mixed, she's white and black, right? But she gonna look black, like she black out here to people. I want my daughter to be able to see a woman as president, but not her. Not Kamala. When interest rates were like reaching 7%, that was a problem for people. Some people, like, you know, you might have a car that's running and nothing wrong with your car. Maybe a couple things wrong with your car. Some people needed new cars or needed to buy a used car and they had good credit. They did everything that they were supposed to do to get their credit up. It's time to buy a car because your car is on its last leg and you hit with a 7% interest rate or higher on a car. Or maybe you didn't work your whole life trying to get a piece of the American pie, right? You didn't saved up like, oh, I just need 20% down to get a house. You in that situation, maybe your lease is about to be up or whatever. They're gonna end up raising. So you want to get a house. You trying to prepare. You go out to get a house and you see the interest rates. Your loan officer hitting you back up like, oh yeah, we got an interest at 6.7%. Like. You're going to be like, what? Like, people were dealing with that under this administration with like A1 credit. That's something that they don't want to talk about no more. Yeah, they brought interest rates down, but it's still not down lower than what it was when Trump was in office. That's what they don't want you to know. And prices are too high. You got Kamala Harris, not to digress from what she's saying, prices are way too high. On Kamala Harris's own website, when she's running for president, she's saying prices are too high for food. Bro, like, let me show y'all. Like, this is crazy. I don't even know if y'all can see this, right? If you got a dog, right? This is like for a dog, like dog treats, $18.99 for dog treats. That's crazy. $14.99, $12.99 for dog treats. Y'all don't think that's crazy? I'm like, yo, I want to go to the store and get my dog like some treats. That's insane. You don't have to worry about, like, you know what I'm saying? She rich. She don't even probably go to the grocery store. She probably just hit her helper or her assistant and tell them to have the maid go to the grocery store. She don't, and she got so many millions of dollars, they don't know, like, to them it's like, yo, what you got a problem for? And then her and Kamala Harris will keep saying, oh, we going after the rich, they need to pay their fair share. They never go after the rich. Why? Because they are the rich. They're talking about they can't pass anything through Congress. They couldn't get anything to pass Congress because of Trump's influence. How are we going to expect you to do no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, if you can't get anything to pass through Congress? But this lady want us to vote for her again? Or vote for that party again? I didn't vote for Biden the last time. I'm sorry, I didn't. I voted Trump. Get mad. Get mad. And I'm glad I did it. Because the economy was lit. I made a good decision in those 4 years while you're trying to shame men. We got to do good by our women. But we demand that our men should do better by us. Yes, I did better by my girl. I voted for a good president. And now you want to play, now you're trying to separate families. They done separated races. They didn't. You see what I'm saying? Now then they didn't separated genders is what they trying to do. And then now they are trying to separate the family. Oh, that's why that video got 84 views. Wait a minute. It's things that they don't want you to hear out here. Coming from a person like me. Because I see through all of this. I'm disgusted by what she is saying, me personally. This is not a personal attack on her. This is political. I don't like what she's saying.
And if you are a woman who lives in a household of men that don't listen to you or value your opinion, just remember that your vote is a private matter. Regardless of the political views of your partner, you get to choose. You get to use your judgment and cast your vote.
Don't listen to your husband. Don't listen to him. This lady, bro. This is crazy. They are this desperate. I've never seen a presidential candidate in my lifetime have somebody that needs so much help. Her and Obama are dragging her through this election process. I'm starting to wonder if Obama is rerunning. Confidence is going in the wrong direction from your party, and you know that people are not confident in her. When Brett Baer put up that poll when she did Kamala Harris did the interview with her, and it said 79% of Americans feel like we're going into the wrong direction. From their poll, that hit. I got 1,000 views, 1,000 in the live right now. How'd that video get 87 views that I put out? Wait a minute, because they don't want you to hear this. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thug Life. I'm voting for Trump. It is what it is. This ain't going, like, trying to separate the family now. Y'all didn't already, the Democrats done already did that, right? With welfare. They don't want the man in the household. If you're on Section 8 and all of that, like, women are incentivized not to be with the man in the hood. Now they doing it in this way. Like, wake up and smell the BS. Shout out to Tori Holiday for subscribing. Wake up and smell it, and they just right in your face with it. You got to do better by your women. We demand the men to do better. Like, what? You know how many women I see on TikTok? How many women I see on... I don't see them on Instagram because Instagram be, you know what I mean, like censoring like crazy. But the women I see on TikTok and X, Twitter, talking about they think Trump's some win. Like what? All women don't think like this.
For yourself and the women in your life. Remember, women standing up for what is best for us can make the difference in this election.
So now the Democratic Party is the woman party. Standing up for us is what is this like? Wait a minute. So the Democratic Party ain't for men and women. That's what you're saying. This is what she's saying.
So let us use our voices in these final days to make it plain to the men in our lives that we need to stand not with Trump, but with us. We need them.
Go against the men in your life. You don't need him. You don't need what he think, what he may have researched. You don't like, if he want to discuss something with you, you don't need to listen to that. Because you got to do this for us. This ain't about the whole country. This ain't about men and women. This is for us. You got to vote for her. This is what I'm hearing from you, Michelle. Her allergies are acting up.
So vote for the only candidate in this race who will protect our lives. We need them to vote for Kamala Harris.
What is protecting their life? Please get to that point, Michelle Obama. Please get to that point.
Kamala, she will fight to restore our reproductive freedoms and defend our health. Kamala will fight.
Who is taking your reproductive freedom away? What are you like? Who is is Trump sitting in the bedroom saying, "Don't touch her"? She sounds smart to people that are not smart. This is what she's saying.
For our access to life-saving emergency care and maternal care in every state. Kamala will veto any abortion ban or bill that restricts access to contraception or IVF. Kamala.
Let me show y'all this, man. She is capping. Let me show y'all this. She capping, y'all.
This and getting away with.
Hold on. Let me show y'all this. How much she capping?
He's going to take away abortion rights.
He and his allies would limit access to birth control, ban medication abortion, and enact a nationwide abortion ban with or without Congress.
Okay, let's see what Trump has said himself. What did he say?
You wouldn't support a national ban?
No, I wouldn't support a national ban. No, I would not.
He said
This lady is tricking y'all, bro. What'd she say about IVF?
Says he will not support a national ban on abortion. He said that multiple times. Let's see his stances on exceptions, because everyone's like he's going to ban it in totality. Let's see what he has to say about that.
But I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think it's very important.
He said
This lady is such a, like, y'all gotta understand, right? Just because somebody sits there in $1,000 or $2,000 like outfit does not mean they're right. She literally just lied. She's trying to break up the family, turn men's women against them. And she's lying. She's sitting here lying on a man right now. She's lying on Trump.
it plain and simple. For rape, incest, and life of the mother, he's also totally fine with abortion in that sense. He's going to take away IVF.
Taking away our freedom to control our bodies, the freedom to become a mother through IVF like I did.
Okay, Michelle Obama saying that Trump wants to get rid of IVF and he doesn't like IVF. Let's see what Trump actually thinks of IVF.
For mothers and families to have babies, not harder. That includes supporting the availability of fertility treatments like IVF.
Oh, thug life! Thug life! Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, the notification bell. When I upload videos, watch them. This is what they don't want you to see. They want you to sit there and watch Shannon Sharpe interview this lady and drag her through the interview. Asking her what she ate for breakfast. I don't care what this lady ate. Eggs cost too much at the grocery store. Why you ain't say that? Shannon? What kind of music you listen to? Am I like mother? He asked her that.
Every state in America.
This video, I hope you're seeing, there's more to come, but I hope you're seeing right now that there's a lot of people at play just bluntly lying in our faces and getting away with it. Like, don't tell me how to think, don't lie to me about a person, just give me the truth, give me what they're saying. And it is evident with this video, you can barely trust the things that they're telling you. These videos
This is crazy, bro. And look how she just, with a straight face, got up there and lied.
Access to life-saving emergency care and maternal care in every state. Kamala will veto any abortion ban or bill that restricts access to contraception or IVF. Kamala will expand access.
You see how she looked to the right real quick? Like she knew she was lying. Let me slow it down. Look how she looks to the right real quick after she say that. She knows she lied. And it's not like this is willful disregard of the truth. Like she know, but you don't think she know how Trump stands on it? She knows, but she got to sell you a dream and a lie.
Kamala will
Watch how she looks, bro.
Access to contraception or IVF. Kamala will expand access.
And they just sitting in the audience screaming. She's like, oh, they gonna scream anyway. And she got like her nose running and everything. She's like, they ain't gonna pay attention to this. Let me just say a whole bunch of nothing. Make some things up. They'll get some votes for Kamala.
Access to birth control and abortion pills. And she will do all of this not because she's a woman, but because she's a decent human being.
All right, look. Do what you want to do with your bodies, women. I can't tell you what to do with your bodies. But when she's saying she wants to make sure everybody can I can't even say the word, I don't even think. Get rid of that. Because she's a decent human being. Like, what are you? Wait a minute. What did you just say? She said that.
She will do this because she cares about the lives of people other than herself. And that's really what this election is about, Michigan. This isn't just about what we have an obligation to say no to. It's about what we have the opportunity to say yes to.
So nobody went over her speech before she did this?
A lot more work to do in this country.
She's admitting that the Democratic Party has upset Americans in its slow progress. They didn't think to go over that with her.
Now, I recognize that there are a lot of angry, disillusioned people out there, upset with the slow pace of change. And I get it. It is reasonable to be frustrated. We all know we have a lot more work to do in this country. But to anyone out there...
How did Trump do so much in 4 years and y'all can't do nothing in 4 years but go after Trump? That's like that, like Michelle Obama. This is what I'm seeing. Y'all are going after Trump instead of handling the country. And you're giving all of our money and putting it overseas. That is what we're seeing. This is why we're frustrated. And then when there's a situation like Hurricane Helene or Hurricane Milton and North Carolina is going through it, all you can offer is $750 for the household. That's not each individual in the house. That's for the household. Amount of money y'all just sent overseas. Y'all could have rebuilt houses for all of them. But that's right. The Democratic Party wants to stand behind banks. Because when Kamala Harris was doing an interview with Charlemagne the God, and that black guy stood up there and he was like, I'm a business owner, but I got some questions I want to ask you. One of the questions I want to ask is why is the black man, you know, who've been voting for the Democratic Party all this time that never got anything from the Democratic Party, why should we vote for y'all again? Why should our vote be for you guys if you have not given us anything with the Democratic Party? Reparations, nothing. Like, why have, you know what she said? She turned around and said, I'm going to help the banks. Like, what did you, wait, lady. I'm going to make sure you can get a loan from a bank. Like, what? That's helping the banks. It's the people in the background with the strings. Making her talk, making her talk. Allegedly. I know what Democrat means, bro. Give them nothing. Give them nothing. I don't know. Then y'all got Diddy-crats up there. You got like Usher. Like in public opinion, the public is investigating him for going to white parties. You got Beyonce. They done lost 4 million followers on social media. Her and Jay-Z collectively. People suspected them of going to Diddy's white parties. You got the Diddy-crats up there. Another Diddy-crat, Leonardo DiCaprio, was at the white parties. I can't even say allegedly. There's photos of him at the white parties. So the Diddy-crat comes out and he's in support of Kamala Harris. Another Diddy-crat, you got Jennifer Lopez. She was with Diddy before. She's been to white parties before. Another Diddy-crat. She comes out in support of Kamala Harris yesterday. Then you got influencers on TikTok coming out and saying they've been offered money from the Democratic Party to sway their audience in the direction of the Democratic Party. I'm not saying it. These are creators that have said that on multiple different platforms. Kai Cenat has even said it. But then y'all came out with a statement saying you didn't reach out to him. And he came out with a statement. We read it, what was it, a couple of days ago. And his statement said, I'm not lying. This is Kai Cenat. He could lose a lot. Right? He's probably the #1 streamer. Him and I shall speak. He's probably the #1 streamer right now. Realistically. He know y'all can stop him like that, but he said, I'm not lying. Then you got Dr. Umar Johnson, Charleston White saying y'all paying like Plies and like these different artists to come out in support of the Democratic Party. So when people were, and I donated to Trump earlier today. So the people that are donating to these parties, are they thinking you guys are going to give celebrities their money for them to go up there and speak for 2 minutes and get $10 million? Like allegedly what Beyonce got allegedly. They didn't come out and say they gave her $10 million. It's just a rumor that's going around. I'm not saying they definitely did it. It's a rumor going around that she got up there. She spoke for 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes, and she got $10 million. I don't know if that's true or not. I know y'all got a lot of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars from supporters, from women that want you to win. Did they know? Did Meg Thee Stallion get paid that? Did Quavo get some of that money? He ain't really had a hit in a minute. Takeoff ain't here no more. Might be looking for little ways to get money. Did Quavo get some money to go up there with you? I'm just asking. Lizzo ain't have a hit in a minute. She be flying everywhere and private and everything. She probably needs some money right now. She flew out to, she don't even live in Michigan. She flew out to what was it, Detroit, Michigan? Talking about, oh, Kamala Harris is trying to make every city in the United States like Detroit. That alone should make people not want to vote for her. So all I'm saying, I see a lot of Diddycrats up on the podium trying to get people to vote. And these people, like, they don't have any credibility with me. I don't even care, like, Nicki Minaj, she's, like, supporting Trump. I don't care what she think. I mean, it's dope she doing that, but I don't really care. She don't live a regular life. I think she on the right side of this situation, my personal opinion, but she don't live a regular life. These people don't go to the grocery store and they have assistants. They don't even go to the DMV to get their license renewed. They have an assistant do that. Or they do it through the mail. They don't go on regular airline flights with us. When's the last time you seen one of these Diddycrats on, I'm not saying like the Democrats, like the, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, I'm talking about the Diddycrats. It's like different. So, like, when is the last time y'all seen one of these Diddycrats, like Jennifer Lopez or anybody? When do you see her, like, on a Delta airline? When did you see her on an American airline? Like, when have you seen her do that? Or Spirit Airline? I don't even fly Spirit, but you know what I mean? Shout outs. When have you seen her on any of these airlines? Southwest. You don't. So, I got to care about who they think should be president? I don't know, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but this ain't cutting it. But then you got this lady saying that people don't, like, they're down on the Democratic Party. They feel like it's a slow progress.
You're thinking about sitting out this election or voting for Donald Trump or a third-party candidate in protest because you're fed up? Let me warn you, your rage does not exist in a vacuum. If we don't get this election right, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage.
Can I believe this lady?
So are you as men prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety?
And she can't even, like, substantiate what is the assault on their safety. She can't even substantiate that.
And to the women listening, we have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us. We have to.
I cannot believe she said that, bro. Shout out to Young Don Reborn. I subscribe to his channel. Let's hit the like button. Oh, he got a lot of likes. Let's see what he's talking about.
He is going to carry us forward, and
Why is she shaking her head like this, bro? This is so terrible.
Yeah, he playing music. I gotta fast forward that part.
scripture reminds us, weeping may endure for a night.
What did she just say? What did she just...
Wait, what she said?
Their king is rolling over in his grave.
Times of uncertainty, scripture reminds us, weeping may endure for a night.
What did she just say?
Weeping may endure for a night.
What did she just say?
I don't know, man.
I believe that Christians should be the salt of the earth, and whenever possible should be trying to impact our society in such a way that we move our people closer to being aligned with the righteousness of God. Returned, and thousands more innocent babies would have been slaughtered in abortion clinics. And what Christian can argue that such an accomplishment is not a good work in the sight of God? As the Bible says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord's. And where else would it be evidenced more that a nation's God is the God of the Bible than in its political policies? At least that's how I feel about it. And with that said, Kamala and the Democrat Party in no way stands for the principles of God, and in every way seeks to bring this country down to the pits of hell by implementing wicked...
Yo, he getting... What, dude?
sermon in a black church. We'll also get to hear her pull out another cringe and fake black accent. She obviously has not learned that most people see right through it, and every time she pulls this stunt, she loses credibility and it makes her look desperate and disingenuous. Make sure to like this video, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. And without further ado, let's dive in.
I am humbled and overwhelmingly honored that this is a significant moment in history, in the place of democracy.
This is supposed to be the place of God, sir. This is absolutely embarrassing that a pastor would endorse Kamala Harris, the person who wants to expand abortion, something that hurts.
Yeah, but you don't know, like, you know, a lot of these pastors get a lot of, you know what I mean? They be doing stuff for money, bro. A lot of these pastors. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe he getting paid.
The black community more than any other community. This is absolutely despicable.
For Madam Vice President Kamala Harris.
Why are these people cheering for her? What is it? What is it? Is it because she's black? Because she's not black at all. Go and check out the latest videos that Candace Owens has been putting out in regard.
Yeah, Candace has been smoking her, bro.
Regards to Kamala Harris's ancestry. Kamala Harris is Hindu, Irish, and Jewish. That is her background. She is not black. She's the descendant of white slave owners from Jamaica. Donald Harris's father, who is Kamala Harris's grandfather, is Jewish. All of his brothers are Jewish with pale skin. The only picture that we have of Kamala Harris's grandfather is a black and white picture because they wanted to hide the fact that he had pale skin. Nobody knows who Donald Harris's mother is. There's this picture going around of the woman that's supposed to be Donald Harris's mother, Kamala Harris's grandmother. Well, that's been proven that that's not her grandmother. People who knew Kamala Harris's real grandmother have testified that that is not Donald Harris's mother. We do not have a picture.
And that's not, like, troubling by anybody. Like, nobody thinks about that.
Of Donald Harris's mother. Nobody actually knows what Donald Harris's mother looks like. So his father is Jewish, and they've lied about who his mother is. I wonder why. Kamala Harris is not black. According to the testimony of people who actually lived in Jamaica and knew Kamala Harris's grandmother, Donald Harris's mother described her as being a very fair-skinned woman, possibly mixed with some kind of melanated people. But
what is happening, Magnusites? Ooh, woo! You see that title, don't you? Well,
Yo, he got 1.9 million followers. He about to hit 2 million. Like, this dude is cooking.
Let's check this on.
Can I get 100,000? What's wrong with y'all? Thug life. Help your boy out.
Shall we? Let's check this on out. Come on now.
Let me tell you something here. Number one, Kamala did
You said you didn't know she was related to Trump. What are you talking about?
not grow up like me. She grew up in upper middle class. Really, that don't matter.
Yeah, if y'all can double tap the screen. Yeah, I want to see some, because y'all know like where it's got the emojis, like the confetti, the hearts. I can see like when y'all doing that. Y'all trying to play me, man. Hit that like, hit the likes. Shout out to Joseph Turner, said softball question. 199. Are you talking about the Shannon Sharpe? Yeah, that was, he basically like kissed her butt, bro. That's what he did.
I'm voting on policies. And her policy sucks. So Obama, keep your mouth shut, okay? You're the gatekeeper. You can't.
Yo, and then you got to think about like Obama, what he was like raised in Indonesia by a white woman. His father wasn't even around. Then this is what Candace Owens like revealed about him. So his father wasn't even around. He's raised by a white woman in Indonesia. Then he goes to Hawaii, and he goes to like a school that's, I guess, like a private school. And then she found out it was like zero to no, like, I think he was like one of the only black people in the whole school. But then he wants to get on camera and call us brothers. Brothers? We got to do better. We like, come on. Why do you like, don't do that, Obama. Obama, you gotta chill, bro. Now your woman is trying to like y'all crazy.
Shut the gate on a lot of black people being ignorant. Quite a few of them have awakened to the lies of the Democrat Party. So Barack Hussein Obama.
I tell you, this really is a different day now. I tell you this, a whole lot of black folk are just like, wait a minute, why do we vote like 90% Democrat all the time? Why?
Bro, it's just like ingrained, bro. It's like you in church, it's just like the pastor's like, we shall believe, and the Democrats too, like God so loved the world, he gave us Democrats and everything, like they just be they be like indoctrinating us, bro. You be in school reading, you know what I mean, and learning and playing video games, the Oregon Trail. Next thing you know, a Democrat commercial rolls like this is the Oregon Trail. Why? Nah, but they just, they be trying to manipulate us when we're younger. But like, I grew up, my mom was like on welfare and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, she was getting like Democratic like benefits. So, she kind of was just a Democrat. That's what it is. You know what I mean? But like me, I'm like, something's up with this. Something's going on here. And when I got older, I figured it out. Like, nah, bro, like the Democrats that ain't the way.
Doesn't, like, we just vote just cuz? Wait a minute. Maybe we should really start listening to what's going on.
Hey, School Dollars, get out of my chat. This is a reaction. I can't just play his video all the way through without reacting. Get out of my chat, bro. Go watch the video.
What's going on? Tradition, habit gets people to do stuff.
Come back for something else. Thug Life, don't unsubscribe. Shout outs. But don't tell me what to do.
But sometimes when they sit and think, like what's going on right now, it's making people think. People are like, wait a minute, what? Like something, several things are going on.
Somebody said, what is your favorite Trump policy? Getting rid of taxes on overtime. That's a good one. The other one, interest rates on cars. So, like when you're paying interest on a car. So what he wants to do is the interest that you pay on cars, he wants it to be tax deductible. So you can actually get something for that, because he doesn't think that banks should just be the only one, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he said it. Like interest rates on cars, like look at his last rally. If you are paying interest on a car, he wants you to be able to claim that on your taxes. That is fire. He also wants, if you are taking care of an elderly person, like the care and stuff that you're giving them, he wants that to be tax deductible. This is what Trump is saying. So he got a lot of policies, person. It's so many of them, I can't pick. They all good.
Right now, I do believe this is a very important election. I don't know if it's the most important election of all time, but it is very important. Something is going on right now.
Yeah.
And there's more than one thing.
Subscribe to the channel, Thug Life.
Is up. You even got people coming out in London doing announcements talking about America needs Trump, the world needs Trump. I'm like, wow. Interesting.
Kiss our, we voting for Trump.
This whole let's go.
Don't even want to send a super chat, but want to get smart. You acting like a Democrat right now. Like you acting Democratic. Send a super chat.
Black men because Kamala's support is down with all
get
men
smart.
and black women too compared to other Democrat candidates in the past. Totally backfired on them.
Yes, it did.
Men are
I be having like 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 views on views, and I'm spending time talking to you. Hit the super chat. Getting smart.
responding to Obama right now for his
Thug Life.
Wait, make sure you subscribe to Pink Book Lessons. She knows what she's talking about. Watch her all the time.
Shout out to BMW Wilson. I haven't seen you in here before. Shout out to you.
Obama called black men making their own decisions in this election cycle, quote, unacceptable. Well, black men, they have something to say.
Hey, Barack Obama, as a black man, this must be sad, man. Keep Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. We vote for Trump, right? Barack
Thug Life. I'm voting for the felon.
Obama gets called out after demanding brothers vote for Kamala Harris. So you had Barack Obama.
Everybody was talking about it the next day. Even I did a video talking about it. I was like, wait a minute now. He's standing here like somebody's grandpappy, somebody's daddy, telling us what to do.
Demanding brothers vote for Kamala Harris.
And saying the reason we wasn't was because she's a woman. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Barack Obama ain't demand anybody else to vote for her. He ain't called nobody else out, just the brothers, right?
Yeah, if I was white, I would be feeling some type of way about that. Like, what is you talking about, bro?
Brothers ain't allowed to vote for who they want to vote. Vote for their...
Shout out to William Weedman that subscribed. Hey, William Weedman, can you hit the notification bell too? Because I did a video like talking about the same things and they got like 84 views. Can you believe that on this channel? Like, because they don't, I don't know if the notifications are, I don't know what it was. Like, because that's crazy.
Their interests, vote for what they believe will be best for them and their families. You know what I'm saying? They gotta vote for Kamala because Obama said so. This is what I got from all that, man. So you had a lot of brothers calling out Obama. You know what I'm saying? Brothers like, boy, I know you ain't talking Obama like Obama. You wasn't swaggiest president. You talk a good game. I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that. But
Shout out to Mock This with the $5 donation. Say you deserve some more subs minimum. Keep doing you, man. Thug Life. I appreciate you, bro. We trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. I've been going live for a lot within the past like couple weeks. I think within 3 weeks we got, let me look, 96,467 subscribers. So I mean, y'all been subscribing, like hitting the like button and all of that. Like every once in a while people will hit the hearts and stuff. If y'all can double tap the screen if you got an Android or an iOS device, that helps too. So we've been moving, but you know, we still not at the 100,000 subscriber goal. That's what we're trying to get to. But you know how it is. Like some people do want to help people and some people don't. You know what I'm saying? They see you getting close to a goal, they don't want to help you. But I think more people like me and like Devori and people like the other guy we watched, like people need to see, like our channels need to get bigger, not just to be like, oh, we got like so many subscribers. It's not really about that. It's about the protections. You see what I'm saying? So that people can see, like, it's people that look like them. It's okay to be like Democrat. You like y'all, I'm sorry, Republican. Some people like have hit me in a DM and they're like, yo, like I'm a Republican, but I can't even say anything in my household. And then we watched videos and we reacted to videos of a guy actually being excommunicated from his family because he's, you know what I mean? A Republican is a black guy. And, you know, they talk about the bullying and all of that. You know what I mean? Somebody said the mic. What's going on with the mic?
I don't want to hear all that, man. Brothers gonna do what brothers.
I didn't see one good video about what he said. I heard Spike Lee did something where he was agreeing with Obama, but like I couldn't find nothing else.
Dude, man, everybody has the right to vote for who.
He kicked the damn hornet's nest when he did that. He kicked.
You said my audio is going in and out. I don't know if it is. It looked like it's working over here. It might be something going on with your internet or something. Because the audio right here is showing that it's fine. Yeah, refresh or something. Like my audio, it says everything's fine right here. You said the video is going in and out too. I don't know.
Kick the hornet's nest.
They want to vote for. Now who Barack
Yeah, and then BMW Wilson said nothing. It sounds perfect.
Obama tells them to vote for.
And the fact that didn't nobody even think about this lady in 2020 when she ran is just mind-boggling.
It says fine for you. Audio is fine. All right, shout out. Thank y'all for checking that and verifying that.
Very
They got
interesting.
signs up in the back, all them signs that say black voters. That was very offensive. That was very racist. And I'm gonna say that was very racist. If it was Donald Trump and he had signs up that said black voters, literally
Be all over
they
him.
would be spinning that all day.
I'd be all over him.
Racist. The stuff y'all try to pull over people's heads, man, is ridiculous. Obama said what?
Yo, they not playing out here, thug life. They like, he said what? Nah, Obama, you bugging.
I know they ain't brought Obama. So the thing, he gonna get some straightening somewhere. I just know they ain't did that. And then he gonna have the nerve to say, y'all better be glad Michelle ain't here. What is Michelle gonna do? You calling out black men specifically for not voting for Kamala because she's black. But what did you do for the black men while you were there? What did you do for...
Yeah, there's a lot of... I always
he
see that.
literally did nothing. He did the Obama phone for people, but I mean, he ain't really do nothing though. Theorist with the $10 donation said, appreciate you. I appreciate you, like, for sponsoring this. That's big. And, you know, like, people don't understand, like, cash apps and super chats. Not to say, oh, just keep rolling them in. Like, I mean, I appreciate that, like, a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of times, and we were talking about before Theorist 9, I had a video go limited for no reason. And so basically and we were live for like 3 hours or something like that. And the only money I really got from it was the super chat. So like the super chats do help. And like YouTube couldn't figure out why it went yellow and not fully monetized, because I didn't say a bad word in there. I didn't like say anything like nothing against the guidelines. And they were like trying to figure out. And I'm like, well, it said a human reviewed it. And they're like, oh, well, there's no notes that we can look at. But you know, if a human is, it's a human. You know what I mean? Like, they might have political beliefs. They might have, you know, you don't know what humans. They're not going to tell me which human it was. They just said a human reviewed it. but they couldn't find anything wrong with it. So they sent me another link to have a different human review it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I'm doing type of content like this, you don't know who is upset, you know what I mean? Because like the person that I may think need to be president, you know, may not be the person that they may pick. So that super chat is like very important. You know what I mean? Because it's like sponsoring, it's just keeping it running. Because people don't realize, like, I can, like, with the type of channel that I have, I could talk about entertainment and just make wild money. You know what I mean? Doing it. But, like, I think an election coming up, people need to be paying close attention on this. And, you know, as much as I've been paying attention, we've been uncovering things. I like politics now. I think I'm going to spend a large majority of my channel on politics. You know what I mean? And it's you know, the channel needs to break into the algorithm with that, you know. So I see somebody hitting the hearts, things like that help support like as well. You know what I mean? But like I definitely appreciate that super chat. I appreciate you for doing that.
That it's not anything that I paid attention to when he was in office though. So y'all tell me that truly y'all the ones that was really following politics back then. Did he do anything for black people? Because one of those things is that question came up with Kamala, and I think that she had said something like, well, I can't just do anything just for black people. But then I saw people making videos like, well, you pass laws for Asians, you pass laws for these people, you pass laws for these people. Right. So what do you mean you can't do anything specifically for black people?
They don't want to do anything for black people. It's not saying just do everything for black people. You know what I mean? But like y'all can't do nothing. But then y'all are y'all opening up the borders and the borders can flood in. And then they get all this like healthcare and they get all these like services and they get, you see what I'm saying? But y'all can't like give us nothing. Like, and y'all want us to vote for you? I say vote for the president that's going to give you a chance. Like Trump gave everybody, like, I felt like everybody had like equal footing to try to make something out of themselves. That's how I felt. You know what I mean?
Find that interesting. But I don't know all the details. So, you know, I don't like speaking on something I don't feel I know enough about to speak on. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to know everything. I don't know a little bit about something. And I'm always hearing that he never did nothing for black people. I do not know if that's true or not. But I just need, you know, to know.
But I'm trying to figure it out right now. You want to call us out of all the races. You want to call us out. You want to say that we supposed to just be supporting her because she's black. Okay, what did you do for us?
And then a Theorist 9. Let me show you something, right? Let me show you something. On my channel, right? Look at like Theorist 9. Look at these views on my channel. And this is not gloating or nothing. Like, so 258,000, 116,000, 156,000, 186,000, 148,000, 350,000, 307,000, 72,000, 182,000, 187,000, 153,000, 17,000, 310,000, 225,000, 193,000. The reason why 304,000, 251,000. The reason why I'm saying that is because when I post videos, right? Even like regular entertainment, I'm doing like thousands of views, right? Talking about things. If on an upload, these videos right here are like, I'm talking about politics, right? YouTube will not push these videos. So that's why like they're members only videos. Because if I put these on public, they get like 80 views, 100 views. Look at this channel. Does that make any sense to you? So that like is, so with a creator, right? If I'm looking and it's like, I can make all of this money. Because if I do, let's just say I do a video a day, right? Entertainment. That's like, with the type of views, that's like $15,000 a month, right? $15,000 a month. So if I'm uploading political videos, right? And I'm getting views like that, it's like, nah. So if you're a creator, you going for where the money is. So, I mean, even though they trying to like not push those videos out for whatever reason, I'm still like standing, I'm still standing tall, and I'm like, no, I'm talking about this. Because people need to know, like, there's an election coming up. I can distract people all day long, and you get incentivized to do that. You know what I'm saying? On different social media companies. Because you got to think, like, Little Dirk being arrested, like, that's big money. That's why all these creators are talking about it. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, all right, I'll do a video and I'll just put it on members only. You see what I'm saying? If people, like, you know, do the members only, and then, like, in the lives or whatever, I'll, you know what I mean, every once in a while I'll touch on politics or whatever. But, like, it's making me so mad. It's like, I'm gonna turn my whole channel into politics since y'all want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's scaring creators to, like, you either gonna be super supportive of Kamala Harris and your video is gonna go out. I'm not saying they're doing it. I'm just saying what I'm seeing, right? Or you support Trump and your video ain't really going out like that. This dude's got 2 million people almost sitting on his channel. This video's got 19,000 views. 13 minutes of black men going off on Barack Obama and Kamala Harris. I'm sure if this dude did like an entertainment reaction, he's going to get crazy views. Did you see how many people were watching the live of the presidential debate? It was like 400 and something thousand on a live stream. One. And it's like all the people reacting to the live stream had 300 something, like crazy people watched it. So you mean to tell me nobody watches these videos if it's in support of Trump? Trump is like way more popular than she is. So it's, you know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense to me.
I seen you do a lot for the LGBTQ. I said that right. I don't want to offend nobody. You did a lot for them. You did a lot for the police.
He really said it wrong by accident. I thought he was trying to be funny.
Too. You the one started back the blue. But y'all want to say Trump trying to get a police immunity. But you don't brought your Newport smoking on here. They want to say something and try to call us out.
He do smoke.
Yeah,
They
he
smoke
do be
Newports.
smoking.
Because black people smoke Newports. And I bet you it's because it got a Nike sign on it. It's got the upside down Nike sign on it. You know, black folk love Nike.
Call us out. I bet.
Older black dudes told me.
You know, they like Nikes and Jordans.
I remember asking them about that. And they was like, psh. I remember like talking to some young dudes. And they was like, man, I don't know why we smoke Newports. And I was like, bet you it's the Nike sign. It was like, yo, you might be right. And I was talking to some black dudes.
Wait, Newport's got a Nike sign on it? Hold on. Oh, man. Oh, man. They done got us with the Nike sign. No, they did not, bruh. Oh, they smart, bro. Shout out to Robinson80 with the $5 donations for proud of you and the channel fam. YouTube. I appreciate you, bro. Robinson80 with the Cash App, bro. I appreciate that. Yo, I never even knew that. It's the upside down Nike sign, but then when yeah, black folks love Nike signs, bro. That's crazy he said that.
Or older black men that I worked with on the job. And I was like, yo, why do black folks smoke Newports? And they couldn't answer me neither. I was like, I bet you it's that Nike sign. We love Nike. And they started laughing. They was like, you know what's funny? And before that, we smoked Cools. And I was like, yeah, because it was, that's, you know, it's in our culture to be cool. And I can see that in the 70s and the 60s, whatever. You want to be cool, you smoked Cools. Nike blows up later on, Jordans, this and that. Everybody smoking Newports.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but that damn Nike sign goes far with us.
And Michigan still got a lot to say about you, because last time I heard, they still ain't got safe water.
Shout out to Marie.
Man, if you don't sit your down somewhere, I don't care. Wait, hold up. My bad, y'all. I was looking for a deal because I done ran all.
He going there.
Come at us sideways like that, and everybody would kind of just take it because he's an authority figure. Come out.
Talking to brothers like you somebody's daddy.
See?
People that had enough, bruh. Shout out to Pierce Morgan. Let's see what they're talking about. It says, I'm obnoxious. You are a racist. Election special feature. What? Let's see what they're talking about.
Oh, you know, just so much energy and just a lot of enthusiasm. Last night, I think the biggest surprise.
Is that Sarah Palin? Yeah, Sarah Palin.
Though was outside of the arena, how much enthusiasm you could feel out there with all the red hats and all the New Yorkers who were so bold and courageous coming out for him.
No protesters.
Should be making me laugh. So bold and courageous. I went to Alaska. Alaska was all right. It wasn't really nothing there. I went to Skagway, Ketchikan, and Juneau. It was like a cruise trip.
Secret Service told me 150 people turned up to protest. And all I could think was, back in 2016, I remember tens of thousands of people marching around the streets of Manhattan in fury about Trump. Where did they go?
Right. So I think that was the big difference. It was just in terms of a positive environment. It was so much positivity, and like you say, the protesters seemed to be non-existent. I don't know if they chickened out or what, or you know, they just didn't have it organized or however they usually roll. But yeah, they weren't there.
What do you say to those who this morning have woken up to headlines in the New York Post and many other media outlets saying it was, you know, the nearest thing to 1939 all over again, but also specifically latching onto the comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who told what I thought was some extremely lame and defensive excuses for jokes about Puerto Ricans, about Latinos, like he told some about Jewish people and so on. None of it seemed to work. He was the first one out as a speaker. And of course, all it did was allow people who hate Trump, particularly in the media, to say, well, look, this is what we warned you about. This is what this is all about. What do you say to people that say that?
You know, it was Hillary Clinton who made that general accusation, the false accusation that anybody who was going to show up there at the rally was, you know, a Nazi or Nazi sympathizer. And I think she incentivized a lot of us, me personally, to get there, to be there present, to prove her wrong, to prove that, oh gosh, here's another lie, here's another mischaracterization of who Trump supporters are. So no, there was no hint of what had happened back in 1939. Hillary too forgets that she was at one of those rallies. Her husband's rally was held in Madison Square Garden also. She certainly didn't ascribe to herself and to her husband that same false accusation.
Mehdi, I'm sure you agree with every word that Sarah Palin's just said. I can't think of two more kindred political spirits.
I mean, if I take Governor Palin's point about going to prove something wrong, the problem is we weren't proved wrong. That rally could have proved us wrong. Donald Trump could have run a rally and the Republican Party could have done a rally and said, what are you talking about? What a fake liberal accusation. Instead, they just served up line after line of hate, and that's the problem. Trump is who he says he is. MAGA is what we think it is. So when you tune into the rally, I wasn't there, thankfully, but when I tune in and see what was said, I mean, you just have to listen. You mentioned some of it. Puerto Rico is a floating island of garbage. Black people like to cut up watermelons, not pumpkins, on Halloween. Jews are stingy. Palestinians are terrorists.
I did not like that joke, but I mean, they didn't say the joke. That idiot comedian said it.
Effing illegals.
His argument, Mr. Hinchcliffe, is
one of those is true, but you have to guess which one.
Kamala Harris is surrounded by pimp handlers. She's the Antichrist and the devil, right? The neo-Nazi great replacement theory. Immigrants are being brought to replace us. And that's all before Trump even took the stage. That's just the warm-up act.
What's the point I was going to make? I was there. It was 6 hours. I would say that the offensive bits that you're talking about, some of them were clearly not intended the way they were, some were. But I would throw back at you.
No, you don't.
I reckon if you had 6 hours right now of Kamala Harris and her people talking about Trump, it wouldn't take them long before they're into he's the new Hitler.
Okay.
And on the scale of
this
offense,
is desperate stuff even by your standards.
Well,
I was at the DNC. I sat for 6 hours in a very uncomfortable seat. People did not make racist remarks. Let me finish. You interrupted.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Go on.
You've got a chance after this. What they want for you. But my point is, it wouldn't be long before the Hitler stuff comes out. And honestly, on a scale of offence, calling someone the new Hitler, isn't that actually worse than anything else?
First of all, I was at the DNC. I sat there 6 hours every night in a very uncomfortable seat. Nobody called Donald Trump Hitler from the stage. So your argument falls apart. Let's talk about what actually happened last night. The governor can do whataboutism. I don't know why you're doing the whataboutism. Let's talk about what happened last night.
Well, let me
finish my point. Before Trump even got on stage, we had the Puerto Ricans, the Jews, the Palestinians, effing illegals, pimp handlers, Antichrist. That was all there. Then Trump gets on stage and says immigrants are invading and occupying our country, which is the language of the far right. He talks about the press being the enemy of the people, which is straight from Goebbels. You've condemned that line. He talked about...
Wait, I think Piers Morgan cool. He might let us react to it. Let me slow it down.
The enemy within, which is literally a Hitler line. So if you don't want to be accused of sounding like Nazis, there's a simple solution. Stop talking like Nazis.
Dave?
All right. I don't know. I think the whole Nazi comparison is really tired and played out. And by the way, I also think, like, when Trump calls Kamala Harris a communist, I don't think that really hits home. I think all this stuff is kind of silly hyperbole. I also, look, I'm good friends with Tony Hinchcliffe, so... well, I'm just stating my bias.
So talk to me about his act. His argument, I saw him tweeting, saying, well, I had to go at everybody, I was joking.
Well, look, this is what Tony does. And so, like, if
you want to argue with me that you don't think it's appropriate to put like an edgy comedian at the beginning of your political rally, fine. But I don't think it's fair to like lump all those things together as.
What y'all think about in the chat about the comedian? Did y'all like what the comedian said? Did y'all think the comedian went too far? Let me know. I'm watching the chat. Somebody said, hold on. Yeah, I sped up the video for reaction purposes because sometimes like the copyright will catch, like if you don't do that. And Joseph Turner says she's referencing. Y'all talking about something else?
If they were in a serious speech, clearly the guy was making jokes. And if you don't like that, that's fine.
Hold on. What I quoted was not just from Tony.
Sugar Black said Latinas do make a lot of babies. Felix said it is a tired comparison. I do agree. The communist and Nazi stuff is boring as heck at this point. And then it's the Fred said, didn't hear what he said. Oh yeah, you gotta watch the rally. EB said he joked on everyone. Yeah, he did. But it's like, you know, black people be making jokes about white people all the time. So it's like kind of hypocritical. It's like, you know, y'all can't joke on us. Forrest Gibbs said he showed poor taste. I didn't think he was funny. I thought like his jokes didn't hit and they were cringe. Lee Strong said Destiny should be banned. William Weedman said he is just a comedian. Emma said he is joking. Lone said Puerto Ricans agree with Tony. He was referencing their horrible landfill issue. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then we seen like, hold on. Like Puerto Ricans for Trump said they weren't even like upset about it. Let me see if I can.
Great.
Puerto
Trump
Ricans
is the
for Trump.
best.
Trump 2024.
Yo, now that I got my fellow Puerto Ricans, obviously what happened there tonight, everybody's talking
Beautiful,
about it.
epic.
But the Puerto Rican joke, the
Beautiful, epic. He says a bad word.
I don't even pay a mind. I don't even pay attention to it.
Puerto Ricans for Trump. Lock in, stay locked in on the go. Y'all already know, my boy.
I mean, they still like Trump.
Hinchcliffe was Trump's childhood friend who called Kamala the Antichrist.
My point is that
comedian.
is that you were mixing in what the comedian said with what other people said. So I think they should be viewed differently. I do think that there is Donald Trump has found a way since he entered politics in 2016 to do something that's very unconventional that nobody else in politics is really doing, which is that he makes his events entertainment. He makes them comedy. When people come out to see Donald Trump, it's a different feeling than just listening to a policy speech.
That's why, I mean,
you may like that or not like that, but I do think that and it's almost like after.
Yeah, I gotta think, like Donald Trump literally just filled Madison Square Garden. That's crazy. That's a lot of people, bro.
Years of this, if the response from Trump critics is "you're Hitler," that's just not hitting home, because whatever it is that people are seeing, that's not it.
No, I mean, it's a show. I mean, I called him, he's the Mick Jagger of politics in the sense that Jagger's 80, Trump's 78. It is a show. You turn up to about 30 speakers of increasing celebrity status. It was like being at a big music festival where the band gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you're into J.D. Vance and Elon Musk and Melania Trump. And then the big one, the headline act, on comes the big rock star. That's how he does this. Yeah. That's his old television habit.
And then Mock this said, who cares? It's comedy. And then Gainey Josh said, Tony is the furthest thing from a racist, but he shouldn't have told those jokes at that event. Like, I agree with you. Like, I don't think, I mean, it's just, you don't want to, I know they were trying to, like, you know, have somebody break the ice, but, you know, this is too big. If you're going to tell jokes like that, have, like, I don't want to say, like, a Martin Lawrence or something, but, you know, I don't want to seem like, you know, just get a black person to do it. But like somebody that's gonna, like, their jokes are gonna hit. You know what I mean? Like, but I wouldn't even have had it, like, really, I wouldn't have had a comedian up there. Like, I think he should have played a little bit of the game, like maybe have a celebrity or somebody up there. You know what I mean? But that guy, like, nah, bro. Like, I wouldn't have had him up there. And I think his jokes was really cringe.
On.
And Joseph Turner with the 199 says she's not even talking about policy.
understanding entertainment. And Madison Square Garden, of course, is an iconic venue. It's
Matt says Kamala has no policies. She does, because we went through them on, like, so she basically wants to, I mean, she's piggybacking off Trump. Like, she's talking about she wants to end taxes on, you know what I mean, like tips and end taxes on overtime. She can't do it because she doesn't have any support in Congress. But she also wants to hold food manufacturing companies accountable and making sure that they don't price gouge people is one thing she wants to do. She also wants to make sure like the cost of insulin doesn't increase. She wants to make sure like the people that are helping their elderly, like who get, you know what I mean, that are, you know what I mean, like maybe have dementia and stuff like that, like they get some sort of compensation for that. So she's got some policies, but looking at their administration, like I don't think they can get anything to pass. You know what I mean? Anything like super serious, like I don't think they can get anything to pass. I think Trump will be more effective of a president. You know, and then they talk about they don't want to do anything to harm Social Security, but they're spending so much money. And I know 2020, like Trump spent a lot, like the deficit, but they're just giving our money to Ukraine and like these different, that's what's going to cause the issue. I think in the long run, that's going to end up impacting Social Security with them spending so much money, like on like foreigners. And then like the war, like she's pledging to like help like in the war, like they're not. Like, you know, like they make a lot of people that help vote give these people money to get in, have vested interest in wars. And then you got to think about this. Vladimir Putin's not going to listen to no Kamala Harris to stop the war. That ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? Like if we being like all the way real about like that ain't going to happen at all. You know, so I don't think she can really do anything. Like I think if Trump was in play, Putin would stand down. He would. And I think whatever Israel doing, I think Trump will be like, look, we're not going to give you like aid if you guys continue to do this. And then they'll stop. That's what I think. You know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, she got some policies, but I don't think she can really get anything to pass.
The heart of Manhattan, it's the place where you would least expect to see a Republican rally.
It's not a swing state.
And at one stage last night, every single network, main network and cable network in America was taking it live, including many of your old employers, MSNBC, who vowed not to take any of his rallies. For $1 million, which is what it cost him to rent that venue, he's getting about $100 million worth of publicity. That's got to be good politics, never mind anything else.
Oh, I think so. I mean, if you're just like analyzing it in terms of like whether it helped him or hurt him, there's something powerful about going into your opponent's territory, selling out a big arena, and getting that type of press. So in that sense, I think it was politically a win for Donald Trump.
Destiny, where are we with this race? Because the polling suggests that it's a knife edge, too close to call. But if I'm a Democrat looking at the swing state polling in particular, I'm pretty nervous right now.
I think as an American, I'm pretty nervous. It feels like there is just like a totally different standard that both sides can play by. It's really funny listening to the idea that one statement in a 6-hour entire rally, you know, can't be used to convict Trump or his campaign or the rally. Meanwhile, when it comes to Democrats, you guys will pick out like one line from somebody, and that will be fair to characterize their entire speech. They're absolutely not as bad as each other. Because the difference is that while Trump will have
in terms of picking out lines from lengthy speeches, I think both sides play that game equally
hard. Yeah, but the problem is somebody will pick out, say, the Biden line where he talks about MAGA Americans, and then when you read the speech immediately after, he goes, not all Republicans are MAGA Americans. It's a minority of the party. It's just these people that deny, for instance, the election outcome, right? He'll specify, he'll clarify. Whereas for Trump, you can pick out lines, and these lines are not only consistent with everything else that he says, they're consistent with the policy that he advocates for and tried to pass in government. We're living in two completely and totally separate worlds where the standards for both sides are just out of this world.
So why is it that he may win?
Why do like, hold on.
After everything that happened in the first term, after the way it ended, after the fact he was dead and buried really 2 years ago. I mean, I remember Ron DeSantis being way ahead in the polling to be a Republican nominee.
Yeah, before he ever talked to a single voter.
Right, but you know, obviously that. But actually, you could chart Trump's recovery was when the Justice Department started going after him in all sorts of different legal actions, and that is when you can see Trump's popularity starting to go up.
I totally disagree. It started to go up when he started to be more active in campaigning.
Well, but he went out to defend himself against all the legal charges.
He hasn't defended himself against any legal charge, to be clear. His defense is, I need criminal immunity. That's his defense. There was nothing defensible. He didn't deny a single thing. He didn't say anything.
Yeah, but what you're not mentioning is that when they went up in front of the appeals court judges, the 5 judges, the appeals court judges said that the prosecutors that prosecuted Donald Trump need to be sanctioned. And so they were arguing, like, if you watch the case instead of just like looking for a new shirt, like if you watch the case, they were saying that, you know, when they asked the prosecutors, can you name any other case that was prosecuted the same way with the outcome favorable for prosecution? And they couldn't do it. And the appeals court judges were basically telling them, like, you know, I'm surprised you guys are not sanctioned. And the attorneys, the prosecutors were arguing to not get sanctioned. They weren't arguing in defense of upholding like whatever they, you know what I mean, had like on Trump. They were arguing not to be sanctioned. So, I mean, appeals court judges don't really think, you know what I mean? Like, they really have validity to everything. So, like, when you get a dude up here to just spouting stuff, like, it's ridiculous, bro.
Anything didn't happen. He said, I need criminal immunity from the things I'm being charged with. I can't possibly commit crimes.
Nobody has more aggressively defended themselves against criminal charges than Trump.
Name one defense. What's the defense for the Mar-a-Lago thing? What's the defense for the conspiracy to overturn the election thing?
You're conflating what I mean by defense with your idea of defense.
My idea of defense is like you say, this is why I didn't commit a crime. Not, I did commit a crime and I need immunity. Like, immunity by definition legally is not a defense,
but in relation to the one that he's actually been convicted of, I still think it was an absolute farce and a woeful act of self-harm by the Democrats who fueled this to go after Trump first for a bit of paper shuffling over paying a porn star off for a fling 18 years ago, which he denied ever having.
How many months did we have Hillary Clinton's emails being the front and center story for the news? How much did we hear about Hunter Biden and his...
Yeah, why don't you have a problem with her deleting emails? Why do Democrat men look like this? Like, I don't know. Is this like the Democrat man swag? I'm not saying that. It's just like they got that look like that. I don't know, bro. Like, he don't got no problem with her deleting email. What is going on, bro?
His cock and his crack addiction or whatever, who's, by the way, still not running for president.
How can Bill Clinton, when he was actually president of the United States, have...
Like, why don't they have problems with, like, Joe, like, them finding, like, white girl, like... You know what I'm talking about? Like, why don't they have a problem with them finding that in the house? Coca-Cola. Like, they found that in the White House. Like, why are y'all not having a problem with that?
With an intern in the Oval Office and then lie about it to the American people, and it's not him that gets dragged through a criminal court, it's Trump over a fling with a porn star 18 years ago.
Hold on, and I could be wrong because I'm younger, I'm only 35, okay? My understanding is that Bill Clinton was impeached in the House, and that Bill Clinton was...
But he was never criminally charged.
And then because he didn't, I don't think he committed necessarily a crime. I think
he paid off Paula Jones $850,000
they're not even
for a sexual
close.
harassment
Bill Clinton
case.
is disgraced.
They're not even close because he's a Democrat.
No. Bill Clinton is disgraced in the Republican Party, and Donald Trump is the hero of the Republican Party. They're not even remotely similar to how the parties treat them.
Yeah, but Bill Clinton's a Democrat, and he still
what
speaks
about
at the
of a
DNC.
time I've not seen. We're doing Bill Clinton now?
Yeah,
Come
seriously.
On.
Yeah, I am
All
very
right,
much
let's talk about Bill Clinton. Did he overturn an election? Did he send a mob to the Capitol to overturn an election?
I've just told you what he did.
No, but I'm asking you what he did compared to Trump.
Well, he had sex with an intern in the Oval Office and then lied about it to the American people. Do you not think that's important?
Yes, I was against Bill Clinton. You picked the wrong guy. I was never a fan of Bill Clinton. Nice try. Try again. Let's talk about Trump. I tried to overturn an election. He's not been tried for it. Do you think it's right, Piers, as someone who objected to the insurrection, that he's going into election in 8 days? You asked Destiny, why is he still doing so well? Because he was never tried. You want to talk about the DOJ? I think the DOJ is an embarrassment. I wish they'd gone on.
Yeah, how can they even try him? Like, he said, y'all to peacefully and patriotically make y'all voices known. That's what he said. How can you prosecute him for saying that? Peacefully and patriotically go to the Capitol and make your voices known.
after him. They didn't go after him because he's going into an election having not seen the inside of a courtroom. For Georgia, for DC, we heard him commit a crime on tape, Piers. You heard him. You heard him say to Brad Raffensperger, find me the votes. If you had done that, I'd done that, we'd be in prison right now. We wouldn't be running for re-election. That is the reality. The American people never got to hear in court all of the charges against him. You saw the Jack Smith indictment.
Just so I'm clear on this here,
Yeah.
and forget how you, okay, Trump's guilty of all these crimes, whatever.
We don't know
when
if
you're
he's
asking, when you're asking why is he getting so much support, your honest theory is that if he had just been prosecuted more, then his people would have turned against him?
It's not monocausal. There's many reasons he's doing well.
Okay, but one of the causes.
Democrats have run a bad campaign. Gaza is a factor, etc., etc.
Sure. Lots of factors.
The media doesn't know how to cover this stuff. But yes, clearly...
You think it would have hurt him with his supporters had he
not
been
with his
tried
supporters,
for
but we know
insurrection,
nothing
inciting
hurts
an
him with his
insurrection?
supporters. I've given up on his supporters. We're talking about the people who actually are persuadable. Yes. When was he most unpopular, Dave, in his entire life? On January 7th, 2021. So yeah, America is a country of amnesiacs. I can
Shout
say
out
that
to
as an
Gadget.
American and an immigrant. People just go memory hole.
So double tap the screen. Like, yeah, get the subscribers up. Stop playing with me. We got 100,000 views on this video. Hit subscribe. Thug life.
Mehdi,
y'all trying to play with me.
For a whole year, they've gone after him legally, and right now Trump is more...
We almost to 100,000 subscribers. Help me! Help me!
Popular.
And every time it's made him more popular.
Right, but
every single
Trump
time.
is more popular in his personal approval rating right now than he's ever been in his entire 8-year political career. How can that be happening if it isn't actually a lot of Americans going, this is absurd?
I mean, if we're going to play the polls game, all the polls show that he's actually, the American people think he should have been prosecuted.
Okay, sir.
Trump supporters recognize that it is not Donald J. Trump, a person who is to be supported. It's what he represents. The Trump train that has been so aggressively moving forward with great intention for this country, we recognize it's what is represented on that. It's all about freedom. It's all about not allowing our country to be fundamentally transformed, as Barack Obama had promised he and his ilk that they would do to America. He said that back in 2008. We recognizing we don't need a fundamental transformation of America. We need a restoration of all that's good about America.
What is the freedom that Donald Trump represents?
And that is what Trump.
Well, that's an interesting question.
Is it the freedom to not have an abortion, to have a police officer looking over you when you go to get tested for pregnancy? Is it the freedom to have a president that lives above criminal prosecution? Is it the freedom to have tariffs related to...
Like, what are you talking about? Like this, like, where did you get this dude, Piers Morgan?
The freedom to have a president that lives above criminal prosecution.
Did he say, like, he's implying that there's going to be an officer looking at you when you... Like, this dude has lost his mind.
Obama had promised he and his ilk that they would do to America. He said that back in 2008. We recognizing we don't need a fundamental transformation of America. We need a restoration of all that's good about America.
What is the freedom that Donald Trump represents?
And that is what Trump.
Well, that's an interesting question.
Is it the freedom to not have an abortion, to have a police officer looking over you when you go to get tested for pregnancy? Is it the
a police officer looking at you when you get tested for pregnancy? I think he thinks because he's talking, he's making sense.
The freedom to have a president that lives above criminal prosecution? Is it the freedom to have...
Like, what are you talking... He's above criminal... Like, what are you talking about? What is he talking about? This is liberal propaganda. Like,
tariffs related to every single product that we might import into the country. What is the freedom?
We'll take one freedom that he is quite adamant about, because the majority of...
What is him, like, charging tariffs, like, for imports? What freedom? Like, what do you, how does that equate to freedom? Trump, that guy has to be a Democrat. He is a Democrat, bro. Like, Trump is saying, like, yo, sometimes they charge us 100% tariffs on product when we export. So if they're going to do that, we're going to charge them 100% tariff on imports. What, like, how is he? These Democrats crazy, bro.
Americans are adamant about, and that's our Second Amendment
I'm
rights.
sorry. How much anti-gun legislation or executive action did Biden do, and then compare that to Trump? Biden did nothing. Trump banned bump stocks, so that's an auto loss for you. What's the next?
Well, let's talk about Kamala and her.
Bump stocks? They needed to be banned. Like, do y'all know what a bump stock is? It makes the gun go like it needs to be banned. Anybody could just buy a bump stock and put it on they like that needs to be banned. I ain't mad at that. Bro, if YouTube was like open, like I could show y'all like what a bump stock can do. Like it ain't pretty to somebody. Like, yeah, it needed to be banned. What are you talking about? If you a legal gun owner and you want like one of them, just get like the license for it. Like, but a bump stock, bro, like you crazy.
Her position.
And Kamala wants to do mandatory buybacks. Like, what? This dude is what? Like, this dude don't know what he's talking about, man.
Okay. Are you saying Kamala or are you saying Kamala?
I say Kamala because I don't see any point in deliberately mispronouncing a name.
Like Trump does every single time he speaks.
Well, I don't want to
Hussein Obama. Like
yeah, Hussein. Yeah.
And they called him the new Hitler. So all's fair in love and war.
Excuse me, but also didn't Trump try to accuse Obama of not being born in the United States? Wasn't that his entrance into politics? Again, it's not just what he says; it's what he does. Just asking questions. And even when Arpaio came out with the birth certificate, they said, no apology for that.
Okay, so you asked about the freedoms
when you're called a Nazi,
they called Obama a communist for 8 years.
Let me finish my point.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, but you're obsessed with this one point. It's all you have. It's really sad.
It's quite a big point because you're
comparing. It's not because Trump calls Harris a fascist.
Didn't Trump say immigrants were the poisonous to the blood of the nation or whatever?
You're comparing Trump to the most evil person in modern history,
J.D. Vance
who murdered 12 million people, who perpetrated a Holocaust of 6 million.
Hitler. The only person I know who's called Trump Hitler is his running mate, J.D. Vance.
And his last general called him a fascist.
Oh yeah, his last general, by the way, his top general said he's a fascist.
These are the people that have worked the closest to him.
His chief of staff says he praised Hitler. Should we go down the list?
Well, they didn't praise Hitler.
Do you know more about Trump? I know you're friends with him.
He said he would like to have had the loyalty of Hitler's generals.
That's not true. He said that's not true, Piers. Let's be some facts. He said, quote,
he said that or not.
Hitler did some good things, is what he said.
He denies that. He denies saying.
You know, this dude said a bump stock doesn't make your firearm fully auto, bro. Like, what is you talking? Your precious New York Times. In October 1st, 2017, Las Vegas mass shooting, 12 of the rifles the gunman had in his 32nd floor hotel room were each modified with a bump stock, an attachment that enables a semi-automatic rifle to fire faster. What are you talking about?
Oh, Trump denies it.
The Charlottesville rally.
How do you know he did?
Piers, you trust Donald Trump over General John Kelly. Just say that to the world. I want to hear you say it.
Possibly on that,
Not possibly, do you? Yes
it's
or no?
been denied
so
by other people who were in the room.
Like, so what it does, it allows the weapon to slide back, like, faster. And so you can, like, you get, like, a faster rate of fire. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, other people I don't dispute that he has a problem with the truth. but I would say that other people who were in the room at the time say he never said it.
So let's just be clear. All of the top generals and military people who worked with him, Mark Milley, John Kelly, Jim Mattis, H.R. McMaster.
They're all fired,
Mark
right?
Esper. None of them were fired, actually. No, McMaster quit. Mattis quit. Kelly quit. So you're
That'd be like cracking me up. People don't know what they be talking about. They just want to say, you're wrong. Like, you literally don't even know what you're talking about.
Piers, facts matter, Piers. I know you're pushing.
When you say quit, what do you mean? They quit,
literally walked away.
Or they were forced away?
No. Let me finish because you're getting this all wrong. I know you get your talking points from Fox these days. Well, you did. You just said something that Fox says. John Kelly walked away.
I sit in my liberal chair when I do the fight.
John Kelly walked away, and Trump praised him on the way out. Mattis walked away. Trump praised him on the way out. The only time Trump started criticizing them is when they pointed out stuff that he had said to them. So all these generals are lying, and Donald Trump, a man who has problems with the truth, to use your phrase, is telling the truth. Come on, Piers, it's embarrassing.
Well, but how do you listen? I tend to agree with you. I don't know. I don't trust.
And I think switches should be banned. Like, you just put a switch on the back of a Glock, and it like.
It's Donald Trump for sure. But even, like, I know a little bit about your politics, but am I really supposed to just, like, these generals are all beyond lying? I mean, Mattis, as you know, right? Mattis resigned because Trump actually tried to pull out of Syria, which he had campaigned on.
But he didn't
and run on.
No, by the way, I agree
listen,
with you.
No, he did.
No, he said he doesn't respect the Constitution. They all consist of
So it says bump stocks are accessories that replace rifle stock, the part that gets pressed against the shooter's shoulder. When a person fires a semi-automatic weapon fitted with a bump stock, it uses the gun's recoil energy to rapidly and repeatedly bump the trigger against the shooter's finger, creating an automatic like shooting fire.
No, I'm not saying, okay, fine, but like, what does that even mean to them? They don't respect the Constitution. We were in Syria unconstitutionally. We were there without a declaration of war.
The game is always comparing both sides.
No,
I'm trying to
I'm
pretend that they're the same. It's not even wrong because we haven't declared war since World War II.
Yes, I know, that's my point. The thing is, you're just projecting that I'm playing that game. I'm talking to him about something else. I'm not playing your dumb game. I'm
saying... He said, I'm not playing your dumb game. Like,
I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is,
pretend to laugh all you want.
Do you believe all the generals are just attacking? Forget the generals. Go through everyone. His press secretary, his vice president. We can go through the list. NBC went to 44 cabinet officials and said, "Are you voting for Trump?"
Yes. Okay.
4.
Okay.
Said
So let me ask you a question. I believe that I do not trust Donald Trump. I think he's not an honest person. He's a self-promoter who will say whatever makes him look good. I believe that when Donald Trump said all of this rhetoric about drain the swamp in 2016, when he said we're not going to fight these wars anymore, when he, maybe somewhat unwittingly, called out Obama and John Brennan for the literal treason that they committed in Syria, with a capital T, arming and funding the enemy in wartime, okay? When he said Obama created ISIS, things like that, I think he made a lot of enemies in Washington, D.C. And the idea that you could get 5 or 10 of them to come together and all say something bad about him, I'm not...
Dozens.
Okay, fine, dozens.
Dave,
I don't believe them either.
Okay, Dave, you're a smart guy. Let me just put it to you, just very simply. If I'm Mike Pence, am I not voting for Donald Trump because my family almost got killed or because Trump was in Syria? I'm going to take the simple answer that he's not supporting Trump because he saw that Trump did on January 6th. Well, that's my point. You can go down the list. I could be here all day telling you about former Trump officials who have turned on him. They can't all be lying.
Yeah, they can. Actually, I mean, they can. By definition, they could.
All of them are lying and Trump's telling the truth.
It's not
it sounds
law,
insane.
It's
you sound insane.
Well, no, I don't. It's not a law of logic that they couldn't all be lying. Yes, you could get a bunch of people in D.C. together to lie. That's that. How do you think we got in Iraq, right? You got a lot of people in D.C. together to lie.
Let me just say,
this is the reality.
Hang on.
To support Donald Trump is that every single person is lying, but not Trump. This is the time that he's
telling
the truth. This is the game that's played.
Hang on, but Destiny, what you... Hang on.
I'm just curious.
I want to go on one of these forums, bro. They look fun.
Question: is there one other person with this track record of people around him that say he's a bad guy that you would support? Can you think of a single person with even half as many people that have worked closely with him? All of his personal people before elections, people like Michael Cohen, people like how many people in his campaign were arrested and then he pardoned immediately? People like Manafort, people like Bannon, like any one other person, just one person.
Destiny.
One person.
I'm going to say one thing to you, which is this, which is, notwithstanding all your blind fury, you two, about
it's
all
not
this.
blind. It's very.
I don't.
Bro, it is. Like, Pierce be getting these people like super heated, bro.
Okay, I would say though, what's fascinating to me is the moment I try and turn it back and say, yeah, but hang on, what about the rhetoric from your side?
So give me the rhetoric. I want to hear
the Hitler, the Nazis, the Madison Square Garden.
Who said Hitler? We've done this before in July.
Literally, Hillary Clinton just said this was 1939 all over again. The rally, a Nazi-style rally. She's calling Trump supporters Nazis. So you do think he's the new Hitler?
Hold on. A Nazi-style rally does not mean you're the new Hitler.
What does it mean?
By the way,
what does
Trump,
it mean?
Hold on, you do this every time. Trump called
the
Biden.
Nazis were his party.
Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
Huh?
Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
What's that got to do with it?
I'm asking the question. Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
No, I'm asking you. If it's a Nazi rally, why is he not the new Hitler?
Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
Who's running these new Nazis?
Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
What's it got to do with it?
I'm asking you a question. Do you think Joe Biden is the Gestapo?
I'm asking the questions.
Do you
my debate.
Well, okay. Well, then let me just point out to you.
Answer my question first.
I will. Joe Biden was called the Gestapo by Trump. I've never heard you criticize Trump for calling Biden Nazi. Why?
I thought we weren't supposed to do whataboutism.
Exactly.
I'm completely wrong.
Whataboutism.
Exactly.
By the way, I don't care. I think it's a legitimate point you're making.
And by the way, he
I'm
wasn't
just
in the
pointing out-
Gestapo. It's offensive. It's wrong.
By the
Okay.
way,
Yeah, but so is it equally offensive? But you think it actually genuinely was
Do you
a
see the
Nazi
difference?
rally?
Do you see the difference between saying that people say
that it was a
He did.
Nazi-style
in terms of the
rally?
rhetoric that I said?
So the people
do you think Kamala's antichrist? Do you think Kamala Harris is the antichrist? You can't just ignore the facts.
Let's seriously.
Wait, yes, please. Jeez, I feel like I should be your mother and just shut you guys up. I'm not your mother. You're grown men, and I have respect for your ages, if nothing else. But listen, you did just say that it was a Nazi-type rally, meaning Nazi-style rally.
Yeah, I mean, people get up and say outrageously.
So who's the lead?
Y'all think she aged well? I remember I used to want to clap. Y'all think she aged well?
Participants are Nazi-style participants? Is
I'm
that
saying people are cheering on far-right rhetoric. Do you know what the Great Replacement theory is?
The far right.
Do you know what the Great Replacement theory is?
What about
I trade in facts. We
What about all the Jews in the audience that I saw? What about the Israel flags I saw?
Israel flag means what?
Well,
What does
they
it
may
mean?
not be thinking he's genuine Hitler.
Do you know some of the most far-right politicians in Europe support Israel right now, including card-carrying anti-Semites across
Why
Europe?
would Jewish people go and watch the new Hitler and cheer him on?
Why did a Jewish speaker make lots of anti-immigrant racist remarks? I mean, this is ridiculous. Muslims and Jews. A Muslim guy endorsed Trump on Friday. Does that mean Trump is pro-Muslim? Come on, Piers, you're better than this.
No, I tell you what, you're better than this because when you say it was a Nazi rally,
I didn't say it was a
have to
Nazi
be.
rally.
You did.
I didn't actually. I said it was a Nazi-style rally. There's a bit different.
When you say it's a Nazi-style rally, you're calling Trump Hitler. You are.
God, let me repeat myself.
Girl, they ain't getting nowhere. That's just gonna.
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your...
He be cooking Kamala.
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that. Because it's about all of us. It's about all of us.
All right, so both campaigns are in overdrive with the amount of events that they are doing this week leading up to the election. Now, one big event from Kamala Harris today, which aired live, was her podcast interview with Shannon Sharpe, known as Club Shay Shay Podcast. And once again, it was a dumpster fire as far as the feedback that it received in the comments section, the like to dislike ratio. And once again, her answers were empty. So what we're going to do is clearly react to that podcast and talk about some other stories in between. Let's start with what her message is to black men who are supporting Trump. Watch.
Well, so I'm really glad you brought that up, Shannon. So first of all, let's clear up certain myths.
Okay.
You know those checks that went out?
Yes. Those stimmies?
Right. Right.
Stimulus check.
Yeah, I know. Well, right. Yeah.
We got to be for stimulus, but they call them stimmies. Okay.
The reason those came about is because there was a Democratic majority in the House of Representatives and Congress.
Mm-hmm.
People like Maxine Waters, people like Hakeem Jeffries, right?
Yes.
Who did the work of pushing to say, people need help right now and we need to send out checks. There was a whole lot of opposition to it, including from Donald Trump's White House.
Yes, even him. I think he was resistant to it at first.
Yes. That's why those checks, remember, Congress holds the purse.
Yes.
So really, Congress wrote those checks. But then Donald Trump, unlike any president before or after, decided he put his name on those checks.
So therefore, people thought
Donald Trump gave me that check. And so let's clear that up first and foremost.
Okay. So let's do a poll. Let's ask people if they could go back, would they have accepted those stimulus checks if it meant that we'd have the cost of living that we have today? Right? I mean, let's be honest here. Let's use common sense. See, that's why it doesn't make sense for her to answer the question that way, because she's being disingenuous. And here's the other thing, is that, again, the way that you see black people, you think black men are supporting Trump because there was a stimulus check with his name on it? That's what you think? I mean, if that doesn't scream out of touch, I mean, I don't know what does. I mean, it's like she doesn't actually sit down with black men and truly have a conversation with them. She's so oblivious to this. That's not why Trump is being supported. The reason why is, number one, he's not guilting or shaming anyone because they want to vote for Kamala Harris. That's clear. Two, he's not pandering and switching up his accent in order to get black people to vote for him. And three, there's been 4 years of his administration and 4 years of Joe Biden and you, and people can compare. All right, so here's a policy question. I know you're surprised, where Shannon Sharpe asked her about Social Security benefits, and clearly it's supposed to be depleted by 2033. Here's what she had to say.
Madam VP, if you were to become president, what measures would you put in place to make sure Social Security benefits continue? Because there are reports that it could possibly be depleted by 2033. And there are estimated that 11,000 people turn at least 65 years of age every single day.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do to make sure, because that, you know, people, disability, retirement, survivors with beneficiaries, what are you going to do to make sure that that continues?
So, Shannon, to your point, there was an independent economic review of Donald Trump's plan, which shows that Social Security in the next 6 years would be insolvent under his plan, meaning that it would not be able to pay out what hardworking people who deserve dignity in their retirement deserve. And as you and I both know, there are a lot of our seniors who their only source of income is that Social Security check. That's correct. Right? It's the only way they're going to pay the rent or have food on the table. So my plan is about doing what we need to do to put the resources back into Social Security, but also expanding it. Because here's part of the problem with Social Security is that for our aging seniors, if they are a couple, for example, and one of the spouses passes, that cuts their Social Security benefits almost in half. So part of my plan is to reconfigure it so that that surviving spouse does not then have a crisis where they've already lost their loved one.
Yeah, so if you're listening to what she's saying, you know she's not saying anything.
We be cooking her, bruh.
Figure what exactly? What does that mean? Reconfigure the amount? I mean, what do you mean by that? And I just think, again, people underappreciate how clear and simple Donald Trump's message is when it comes to his policies. No tax on Social Security benefits. If that's not clear, I don't know what is. Right? I mean, she takes you...
He also said that he's not going to raise the retirement age.
On this whole scenic route to get to the point of, I'm going to reconfigure it. That still doesn't answer the question. I mean, yeah. So yeah, she bombed that as well.
Just have to understand on a macro level, we've got to require that billionaires and corporations pay their fair share, right? They can afford to. And that's part of what is the difference between me and Donald Trump. My plan.
She takes care of herself. Like, I mean, she's 60. But she looks pretty good for her age.
Is about tax cuts for small businesses, for working people, for middle-class people. 100 million Americans will benefit around tax cuts. My plan is that no taxes will be raised for anybody making less than $400,000 a year. My plan is that we give...
Yeah, but why don't y'all do it to where if it's like $1 million plus? Like, what if you like working super hard and you do... get the 400,000, you know what I'm saying? And you make a little bit more and you get taxed like crazy and it just knocks you like back down. Like, that's not the American dream. Like, you want to be a millionaire.
Young parents, a $6,000.
Matthew said, what are you going to post after this election? I'm going to keep talking about politics and entertainment. Like, it's a lot of politics to talk about besides the election. Like, so I'm going to talk about everything, anything and everything.
Child tax credit to help them pay for.
And that's really not you, but like Matthew, but some people are like really weird. I noticed like in the comments, they're like, well, I wonder what you're going to do after the election. Like, you like looking for like, what you want me to, like, who be like looking for like, hope his content changes and let's see if he can sustain his content. Like, look at my channel. I could talk about entertainment and do like good views. Like, just chill out, bro. Like, y'all be bugging. Just let time go by and see what happens.
Child care for a crib or a car seat, because you and I both know the vast majority of our young parents have a natural desire to parent their children well, but not always the resources. And back to the way I was raised, I know that the children of the community are the children of the community. That you and I will benefit from that young family.
No, but it's gonna not you. It's no, I said it's not you, but it's just like I be seeing people in the comments saying that. But it's I'm gonna talk about everything. It's a ton of stuff to talk about in politics. This is one thing. It just depends on like what I want to talk about. But I mean, there'll probably still be political issues that's going on.
Family having the
and you got to understand when Trump gets in, or if he gets in, like they gonna be going in on him. Like it's gonna be like crazy content to talk about.
Sources they need.
There we go. The children of the community word salad. I mean, she just can't help herself. Okay, so let's just get some things straight here. Number one, child tax credit originated from the Trump administration, will continue if he's elected, by the way. Number two, right. I find it interesting that she says, well, I'm not going to raise taxes only on people who make $400,000 or more. So what you're saying is you agree with the Trump tax cuts. Because if you're saying you're not going to change that, you're going to allow people to maintain what they're getting taxed now.
Hey, we're going to restart this video. Like, if y'all can, like, come back in, because YouTube's trying to slow down the video for whatever reason. So we're gonna restart the video. I'm going to go back live in 1 minute.